As many people point out in my comment sections, the fans' standards are below the floor nowadays. They're not even at the floor, they're below the floor. Let's be more positive in today's video. This Brendam Docks playset is ass. I'm kidding, I truly do think this set had potential, but this customer review is definitely onto something about the current Thomas Wooden Railway line. First, let's go over the things that I like about this set. I do appreciate Bulstrode's inclusion here, as I believe this destination is one of the best ever released. I loved having it in my collection when I was younger. I also think the engine cradle was a neat idea, as it seamlessly goes from the track to Cranky the Crane and into Bulstrode the Barge. As fans of the original release, including myself, loved putting engines and rolling stock inside Bulstrode. As I said in a previous video, the Brendam Docks crossover track is pretty cool, from an outside perspective of course, as I'm not sure how well the engines from this line can use it, as the engines in this line are much bigger than the previous engines of Thomas Wooden Railway. Finally, the magnetic hook attachment for Cranky's arm was also a neat idea, as it lets you be hands-on in picking up cargo. Even so, it could have been designed better to match the look of Thomas Wooden Railway. Oh, and one more thing. The seagulls painted onto Cranky, yeah, they were a nice touch. I'm sad to say those are the only positives about this set. Starting with the negatives, the sheer amount of fucking plastic used goes against everything of what Thomas Wooden Railway is. Bulstrode is almost entirely made of plastic, if not completely plastic. The engine cradle is completely plastic and without a doubt could have been redesigned to include the use of wood. The cradle on its own also doesn't look like it's a part of the Thomas Wooden Railway line at all. Like I said before in previous videos, the laziness from Thomas Wood carried over into this reboot, as this customer agrees with me. It is not hard to see. Cranky is missing paint and contains more plastic than his previous versions. Look at how nice and simple Mattel's first version looks. Now look at the current one. Everyone at Mattel or Fisher-Price really forgot what Thomas Wooden Railway really is. I don't even think they know what it really is. Or they just fucking gave up, which would not be surprising. The lazy, ugly cargo car, adapters, and character piece representing workmen also appear in this set. And what the fuck is this? Does this represent a shipment of balloons? I don't even know. Why is Cranky delivering balloons and apples at Brendam Docks? Whatever happened to taking the merchandise and Sodor seriously? Just include pieces of Brendam Bay Shipping Company cargo like the old days. As many people point out in my comment sections, the fans' standards are below the floor nowadays. They're not even at the floor, they're below the floor. They're also the same fans who say they hate All Engines Go, but then go ahead and buy the merchandise and call it amazing. I don't think that really makes sense, because they say this line is made for absolute children, don't buy it. But then they hate on the show itself, which is made for very young children, but then they go and praise the merchandise. Yeah, these people are fucking stupid. These people never know what the fuck they're talking about. Anyways, overall, there are some potential positives, but the set doesn't follow through on any of them. It really is a shame, because a Brendam Docks playset is such an easy thing to nail, but Mattel or Fisher-Price, whoever, couldn't be bothered to give a single fuck with this line.